Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for May 18th through the 24th, 2020. So before we begin, I just want to remind everyone that this afternoon at 4 p.m., May 16th, Saturday, Eastern Standard Time, I'll have the second part of the live chat from last week on how to communicate with your angels. This week we're going to review, I'll just take the questions that came up in the chat room that I couldn't get to, or any questions that were sent to me at theangelschool@aol.com. And you can find that email link below as well. And so I'll just, take those questions that may have been in the chat or any questions that have come to me through email and go over those questions and kind of answer them. And then maybe just a few that may come up during the actual session about how to communicate with your angels. So like any troubles that you find that you have in doing readings for yourself. And then the other piece is that then we'll do a spread that I created, which you can find in the video link below. On the previous week, I posted it on Facebook as well. And I guess I'll try to include it here so that you have the 5 questions available to you. So just bring your deck and your journal. And also, if you're still wanting to take an opportunity to have a reading with me, that special offer for my 30-minute reading, which is $77. So there's not going to be a new button, but you just go to my 30-minute reading for $77, and just know that when you do that, you'll get an hour reading, okay? Instead of the 30 minutes, you'll get an hour reading. And this is for the month of May and possibly during the time of the coronavirus, okay? So until things just kind of pick up. So let's just now take a moment to take a deep breath to really connect within, to be aware of your heart space, your spiritual essence. And be aware of the light that illuminates this area of your being. This core is illumined with light, clarity, healing. You may even notice golden sparkles of energy mixed in with this pure white flame. And just allow yourself to sense the love, the enormous love, no matter what size that you see this light as. Its energy is enormous, and that energy is love. And just allow it to fill your entire space. Surrender to it and let it be free to be present in your awareness everywhere. All around you, bring an alignment to every condition. Wholeness and health and prosperity. And feel as though now that you are like a bright, radiant sun and that your inner being, your inner light, your inner source is the highest possible frequency of love that you can contain at this moment, as it is always expanding and evolving. And everywhere that you see, feel with all of your senses is filled with this light. That this light is the source of your reality. What you're experiencing has the power to transform, to bring balance, and to uplift. And the unicorns are coming in, and they're grazing in the pasture of your enormous love. And the scope of your love is the reality that you are able to experience. So being aware of this love allows you to draw more opportunities towards you. And so let's take a look at the card I'm feeling a sense for this week. Now this is funny. When I was shuffling before, I dropped a whole bunch of cards on the ground, and this one was facing up, and I just picked them all back up, and here it is again. So it's Archangel Jophiel, and this is about clearing your space. Okay, and it says get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use feng shui. So the unicorns seem to be, and actually what I'm also seeing is sort of a goat. So he's sort of going around, grazing in the energy as well. And that means that you need to really, it's either energetically, there's some things you need to clear up, some things that are just sitting in your energy field that that doesn't belong there. And it could also be your physical space as well is probably starting to reflect that clutter, inner clutter. So that in the outer clutter that you're seeing, or the way that even if it's that you kind of feel like this, like emotionally, usually these things, the physical kind of, there's some kind of a manifestation in your outer awareness, but it is definitely this feeling of emotionally that you're just feeling kind of cluttered, stagnant maybe. There's these clumps of really heavy energy, heavy emotions that just seem to keep weighing down your spirit. And it's kind of hard for you to kind of sort of lift yourself up. It's sort of hard to have faith at this time. And they just wrote the word guess, as if you're doing a lot of guessing. And that's very different from, let's say, discernment or being intuitively aware. And you're maybe making you're doing a lot of guessing. It's like everything has its place, obviously. But this guessing is not really helping you because, it's kind of like, well, I guess maybe if I did this, or I guess if I tried this, maybe that might fix this situation, and maybe I should try to, like, I don't know, I don't know, I guess. You know what I'm talking about? And so this is just, and what you're kind of doing, I get this sense from them is, every time it's like low creativity guessing, this kind of guessing, okay? It's low creativity, and they're writing an answer, and if it's low creativity, then the answer is also not going to be that great. It's an answer, but it's not great. And the feeling I'm getting is that these guesses are being dropped in like clumps of emotional thought and energy. Just boom, they're here, and they're cluttering up your path. And, because now you're a little attached to them, you in the sense that you're engaging with them or interacting with them in a way that you're thinking that they may be a possibility, but they feel like survival, like they're really more of an option of survival, that they're really not they're not an optimal opportunity, meaning that there's all of your beliefs are not, rising to the occasion behind this guess. When you're inspired, or when it's the right opportunity for you, every part of you engages, like just uplifts and supports you. It's like a channel of energy goes behind that, and it's just flowing like a waterfall gushing towards that idea. And with these guesses, you could barely get a little splash of support from your inner being, and your energy just feels like it's getting heavier, because it's like, no, I'm not really behind that. Are you? I mean, that's really not. You're not enthusiastic about that, are you? So why are we, doing this? And so you really need to, stop cluttering up your path and your energy field with these nonchalant, maybe unproductive guesses, because if you pursue them, you're going to find disappointment at the end of that road. Because your heart's not really in it. You just feel it. You're just desperate, and you're looking for something. Now, I just saw the angel number 96, which says, with respect to your divine life purpose, put all of your focus onto the spiritual aspects, such as helping others, asking for heaven to support you, and coming from a place of love. And these guesses aren't that. All right? It says, give any earthly concerns about your purpose, to God and the angels. Let me show that to you. And this number, I think I see the most between 96 and 98 for myself or anybody, like readings. Just it comes up a lot. And I guess I find it very difficult this number, this message. I mean, it's straightforward, yes, in a way, but while you're doing it, you're reading it, and while I'm reading, it's like you're thinking to yourself, like, what? Like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? So it says, with respect to your divine life purpose. So first of all, you got to be aware of, and I don't mean like trying to figure out what your divine life purpose is, but you have to accept what your heart is passionate about. You have to accept that first. And I think most times when reading this or seeing the word divine life purpose, most of us are well, I want to say we're guessing. And I don't think it is that we're guessing. I think we don't really want that to be it. Because you may have some fears about that, whatever it is you find out that is, or it's not what you had always thought or in that specific way. And so first of all, you just have to accept what you're passionate about. If you can't accept what you're passionate about, you're going to always be wondering what your divine life purpose is. So whatever it is, you have to accept that. And then you have to, and it says, put all of your focus onto the spiritual aspects. So then once you figure out what you're passionate about, what I was kind of sensing is, then you have to put that, find the way to put that to use, that it will be of service. You have to find, first of all, once you've identified what your passion is, then identify how can you make that, put that to use or in service to others. Find the way that you can use this passion to be of purpose, to serve a purpose to others. Find the way. You know what the passion is. But, if it's not of any use to anyone, and if you don't know what that is, then you won't have any direction. Then the excitement will fizzle out, right? So our goal is to serve. And so we're inspired with a passion, but the thing that we have to do is make it useful. And I think that this is what will resolve this situation for you, where the last sentence says, well, give any earthly concerns. And they're covertly talking about, trying to say, well, we know you're worried about how you're going to, supply your needs with this passion. But if you find that the purpose that others will require of that passion, then you will find you will have a service that they will want, a service of value that they're willing to pay for. Okay? And so that's what is really important here. So first, just stop trying to wrestle with the passion, because that's where you're stuck. And then after you do that, say, okay, this is what I'm passionate about. And then this is so that it satisfies your practical mind, which is, okay, well, how can I make this useful to others that they will want? They will want to they will want this service. They'll be willing to, they'll see enough value in it, and they'll be willing to pay me to provide them this service that just happens to also be what I'm very passionate about. Okay? Because part of being passionate is that connection, like for instance, when I was struggling one day, so I was teaching, and I had left my regular teaching job early in my teaching career after 4 years, and then luckily, I just went back. I thought I was going back into singing. Then I just ended up getting jobs for teaching artist work. So, and I was in this job, I was asked to give a workshop for the teachers. And, it was based on what I was already doing. But I couldn't connect with how I could, with this one group, for some reason, what could I offer them that would be of value to them? I mean, yes, I was passionate about the work I was doing, this integrated arts with literacy series, but at this particular grade level, I was like, how, what is the value that I can offer? Once I found it, then I could my passion could just, was just unleashed. And but for me, I have to find that connection. How can I be of service to you? This is who I am. How can I put that in service to you, that you get something out of it that's meaningful and valuable to you? Once I found that, then I was back in that flow, and I was myself again, and everything. So, and then I got asked to do work at other places because of that. So once you do this, you will have once you have, so this is sort of the formula. Accept your passion, then find a useful way to put it in service to the group of people that will, I don't want to use words like marketing, but just find that use for the people you wish to serve, simply put. And then the earthly abundance will come with it. Okay? So clear up, get rid of your guesswork. Go back to the drawing board, focus on your passion. All right? Start there, and then everything else will come into focus. All right, let's take a look. And that means Archangel Jophiel can help you. Her name means the beauty of God, and she works with the crown chakra, and so you can clear up that energy. You can ask her to, clear your crown chakra so that because your crown chakra has these thousands of petals that connect you to all it's like a satellite dish that connects you. Each one of the petals of that chakra connects you to information throughout the universe. So get rid of your guesswork, because the crown chakra is about knowing, not guessing. Right? That direct is where doubt does not exist, and it's direct communication with God. And that's where you get your assignments from. That's where you know your purpose. And that's why you have to accept what you know. There's no room in there when you're communicating with God to say, well, yeah, but I don't know, but well, I don't know if I understand. No, just receive it as it is. You will be inspired. You'll be passionate about it. Accept that. And then through that, see how you are to put it to use. Okay. I'm sorry. I feel like I've been saying that so many times, but that number has always confounded me. And that's the first time that message has come through very clear. Okay. So look at the first card we have here, which is the Seven of Air, which is traditionally is the Seven of Swords. And he has this map here. So he's talking about what's my purpose, what am I passionate about? And the passion is the map. And this card, you just see shows that like someone is stealing the swords, right? When you guess, when you doubt, you are stealing from yourself. You're stealing from you're concealing the gifts that God is placing in front of you. You are making it difficult and challenging to understand your own spiritual map. So in this week, be open to your passions as if it's a map, as if it's the ingredients, all the ingredients for a successful plan. And then the only next step is for you to figure out where do you want this to go? But in terms of how will it serve? How will it serve? That's your sort of your end game, or wherever your point A to point B. That's your goal. How can I use this passion in such a way that it will serve and bring value to someone else's life? And knowing that will always sustain the rewards and opportunities when you do. Okay? And now we have here the Elder of Fire. And so this is giving you a sense that, fire, the Elder of Fire, and this is usually the King of Fire or the King of Wands. So all the kings have the fire element, okay? And so here we have fire. So this person is like just truly inspired and has this perspective. They have the ability to strong leadership, because all the kings had authority, power, so strong leadership abilities, because the King of Fire has the ability to uplift everyone else, and really can see the bigger picture. Is the visionary, all right, but, and is able to guide others and set them on their right path or their purpose, or help them to find that purpose or that path. So some energy is coming in for you in this week where you're going to really sort of feel like you are just much clear, like stronger, more confident and clearer about what your journey is going to be. So as you follow this trail of what am I passionate about, and you work in this way, and about how you can serve with that passion, then there's going to be a greater understanding, a greater a vision of this is going to start to really formulate very strongly within you. Now, just looking at the card and the picture, she's got this sage stick and she's in front of this altar. So, she's sort of like someone who's a spiritual leader in her community and helps people to get that clarity and understanding. And so just look at the sage, you may want to sage or do whatever rituals that helps you to align and clear your energy, your space, even being more in connection with your spiritual rituals or meditations. If you use oracle cards or tarot cards or whatever you do to kind of help you to divine. But it feels like this is going to be a highly spiritual awareness in this week where you're going to have access and you're going to be able to really have more clarity about what it is that you desire. And you have more access to the information and the insights. Your instincts and your intuition is going to be really high this week. So, and you're going to feel a lot more confident about your goals and your dreams and how to make them happen. So, she's sort of like a shaman, and she, in the sense that she knows how to, mix herbs and things like that to draw to her the things that she wants, so to create harmony in her certain areas of her life, whether it be love or finance. And so you may not be doing this particularly, but in within yourself, you're going to have a clearer sense of the elements of your passion, and get this strong sense of direction and how to really connect in and connect in with your audience, or the clients that you want to draw towards you. And the clearest way to do that is first embrace your passion and then start thinking about how you can serve those clients and bring them a valuable service. All right. So focus there in this week. All right. Let's take a look at the card. So we have another king. All right. So with the sevens, it's like, about evaluation, discovery, reflection. So, as you really sort of examine yourself and what this passion is, and look what happens. You get the vision becomes clearer, and then the product. Because the king of earth or the king of earth, or king of pentacles, elder of earth, is, this authority figure in, business. They really know how to develop something, to skills. They're just highly skilled, and in terms of the physical domain. So, what's interesting about this card is this technology here. I always think about this because this is sort of an old technology, but also a technology that can work that works with the earth, and maybe adapting some older technologies to be a little bit more in balance with the world. Like some things have gotten us too far away from who we truly want to be. We're using, like technologies to manipulate people, like these algorithms now that are paying attention to how we are, what we're doing in our devices, and then and sort of bringing that stuff to us so that, it's causing us to consume and as a way of finding pleasure. And that's why it's so hard for us to know what our passions are, what we would really be happy with, because we're constantly being told if you buy this thing, if you get this thing, you'll feel better, but you never do. And because it never really does, you have to keep doing that over and over again. And then you find yourself financially in a situation where you're in survival all the time. And this creates that fear, and this causes us to do all that guessing because the reason that we have to guess is because we haven't been in alignment. We're not in the flow where there is no guessing. The sense of what's right for you is always there. And being aware of your passion and accepting that, and then figuring out how to create a balance so that it serves others and it also fulfills you, is that sort of a balance of discovering what real purpose and real happiness is. And that you can light up someone else in the process is really our joy, our happiness is something that is not just for the self, but is always something that is shared and exchanged. That's the part we're missing. Remember we were talking about weeks ago about the heartbeat, and that we're moving from a time of I to we. And this is where we really get our happiness from. When what we do is an exchange, fair exchange and shared exchange of happiness. So your passion is the beginning of you finding authentic and sustainable happiness, pleasure, not in all this, clickbait and, keep doing this. And so for many of us, especially light workers and healers, this is a difficult part for us because it does not resonate with who we are innately. We know it's almost, I get a sense that like has to do something with Atlantis as well, that we misused the technology and the energy. We knew how to, use energy. And it's like we're kind of doing that right now. We're doing the same thing again, in that we are manipulating, we have all this advanced technology and we're using it to manipulate each other instead of using it to really serve. And like the goal isn't just to serve, but the goal is to get as much for the self. And that seven of air normally represents that. So it's interesting that it comes in here, but this card, this particular illustration gives us a very different perspective of it. So let's not abuse our passions, because your passion is a technology for alignment and manifestation. Your passion is the key to this, and we can't abuse it or misuse it. And many of you know that, and that's why you're afraid to accept your passion. But you don't have to be afraid anymore. Because you are afraid, it tells us just how extraordinarily capable and how I want to say it this way, you are the right person to now hold this gift that is coming through your passion. You are the right person to be a steward of this gift. You're going to use it wisely. You're going to use it to really serve, to heal, to love. So stop worrying. It's almost like you're having your Atlantis memory or something. And you may or may not have been the one. You could have been the one, or you knew people who did. But you're just remembering through the veil, and you're scared to put your passions out there, to provide a service, because you understand the responsibility and you don't want to fall into the trap of manipulating. You want it to be a clear spiritual vision. So just know that you're not going to do that. And maybe that's some of the clutter you need to clear, that emotional clutter, that it's past and it's present, past life and present, and to let that go. You're in a new era. You came here to push through that and to do it right this time. So don't worry. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the card from the bottom of the deck. I keep forgetting about these. And the Five of Fire. And this is about, competition. And, you can see here, it's almost like sort of similar to what I'm talking about with this energy. Like you're afraid of being driven by competition that might taint your purpose and your passion. So don't engage that kind of energy. Let that go, but be your best. But also be aware that the competition also challenges you, and you may feel challenged about your passion. May be challenged because you're thinking, well, this is nothing new. Everybody's already offering this, et cetera, et cetera. Don't worry about that. Okay, just listen to your heart. Keep focusing on passion, service, the value that I can offer, and seeing someone else light up from what I'm offering. Just focus on that, and construct your service around their joy, and let's not forget this part, your fulfillment. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and I thank you for joining us this week. And again, if you're looking for an angel reading, feel free to contact me at theangelschool.com. And that $77 30-minute reading special offer for an hour is for all clients, past and new clients, okay? So, and don't forget to follow us on the daily card messages at my Facebook page. You can also follow it on YouTube as well. I post the daily card message on YouTube, I don't know about Twitter, but Twitter has, I think, our videos. So anyway, have a beautiful week, everyone, and God bless you all. And I'll see you later on at 4 p.m. this afternoon.